Hello, this is Roller Nerd Madness, and in today's episode, we're going to be talking about my park that I created in Planet Coaster 2. So, let's get started. And also, if you guys haven't already, please hit the like button, subscribe, and let's get right into it. So, if we go through the first entrance, you'll be coming through this little archway. If you look to the left, I created a little ride called Nightmare Before Christmas, and also over here is the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory ride. And if you come over here all the way through the mountains, that is actually the Grinch. Passing through there, we are going to be looking at the pirate ride that I am going to be finishing soon in one of the episodes. And here is a better look at the Grinch water slide that you can't really see right now because it's inside the mountain. And then there is SpongeBob, the water slide that goes in through and out the rocks. And also all of this is just water slides that I just used and just went full on crazy with. And over here is a little kid slide, aquatic style, and I was really happy how that turned out. So also, if you come this way, on the other side of this madness, you'll see these black and white tubes. I call it the black hole and the white hole. I still have a lot more to go with that. And over here is Jurassic Park that I am also currently working on that's not finished. And that will be the first thing we'll be talking about in today's episode. So when I first started working on this project, I decided to go full on gray, metal, and a bunch of sugar, and I also used the space from the sci-fi pack, and used a bunch of those pieces and tubes and a bunch of crutter, and I put a lot of pipes from the aquatic as well, mixed those two scenery pieces together, and still haven't, all this right here is not complete yet, but it will be. And over here I have a plan to have some kind of dinosaur animatronic, and once you hit the splash all the way to the bottom, you're actually in the bird cage. And once you go out through the bird cage all the way around, you go back up back to the station. Over here is the queue, and this is the exit, that's the entrance. And also using the new update with the pathing system, we have the ability to make pathings visible. So if I click on this, it's actually a visible path, and I used to put a glass piece in it and made it look like you're walking on glass. So then after that, the boat comes this way all the way back into the entrance, and here it goes. That's the start of it, and it just goes back all the way up that chain lift. And next up is Atlantis, the ride that I've also not finished. This also came from a lot of inspiration off of Disney films like Journey to Atlantis, and also Ariel and Pinocchio. When it comes to the great whale, I also created him and just made him a little bit more cartoony in my style, and that's him right there. And I just mixed all that together, and then it goes into this little gate section, turntable going, makes it go the direction by going backwards. And there's a glass window here, animatronics do a motion that I'm not going to show right now. And also it goes backwards all the way up this mountain to the tunnel. If I turn the light off, you can see I have a little bit of light working here. And I also made these gigantic rock formation, giant people, and the ride literally goes right through them while they just scare you. And it literally comes this way, going backwards. And I also made this animatronic. It's gigantic crab, right through the waterfall, back splash, turntable, drop, right through this. All this needs to be detailed. Through here needs to be detailed. All the way to here, more plants, splash, and then it goes back up. And all the way through the temple, the ruins, mythology style, Atlantis. And once it does that, it just basically goes in a circle and around and splash back up to the entrance. Now we're going to be talking about Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes was another great working project that I was really excited to do. So yeah, so if we go through here, this is the entrance. There's multiple rides in this little medium-sized canyon. There's a lot of stuff going on with the Coyote and Roadrunner. Lots of different animatronic movement portions, different movements. Like right over here, the boat comes and it goes around, and the boat, and then it goes up the lift. And you see Coyote on a rocket, goes through this little tube. See the Roadrunner again, goes through some kind of stars, through the canyons, through the western villages, interacting with other rides. So that was awesome. And also over here it goes through a waterfall under the water, through, up and over, splash. And also, if you come this way, this is the entrance to that ride, the station. The station is looking really nice as well. And also, if you come over here back to one of the animatronics that I was showing you when we first started, this is the other ride. There's two boat rides. One is a water coaster and one is a log flume that switches and goes backwards and does all sorts of switch tracks. And here's another animatronic that I made with the Roadrunner. Right when it about to drop, go to the light on. It's about to come any second. Once the boat goes down, Roadrunner shoots out full throttle, and it's like he's kicking you off the canyon. That's what I was going for. So there he comes. The boat goes down, splash all the way to the bottom. Right, interacting with the other ride. Through here, little viewing section for guests and also interactions with the ride. Another animatronic saying, "That's all, folks," and then it goes back up all the way through this little nice scenery section into the station, and this is the exit. Come out of here, go all the way, and then on the other side is the Joker. Another fun project that I've been working on, interacting with all kinds of flat rides and also coasters that go around the park. And so if we come this way, this is where the entrance to the Joker. Well, I'm gonna give you a little tour right now. So here we go. We're gonna come in here. This is the entrance to the queue. Got some jump scares for the queue. Still working on it, not finished, but it's getting there. Also, here's another jump scare in the queue. I like to make my queues full-on decorated, interactable, storytelling to my theme with my ride. and then this way, all the way up, give it like a carnival look with neon lights. And I also put the Joker, customized his car, put his face, took a lot of pieces, but it was worth it. And right when you're done with the ride, interacts with all the flat rides into the clown mouth. And right when you begin, you see Harley with the bat on fire. She turns her head, and it goes right through this little, and you see the Joker come out, turns his head up, and his cards, and there's a bag of money that you barely can't see because I'm in speed mode, but it drops on his shoulder. Then it shoots out of the, as I call, fun fair warehouse, kind of like it's his basically Funland, and it just goes through that little door, coming out of the door, through the cave, up this little thing, back into the warehouse, up through a door, very intense, coming back another door into this section where it gives you the illusion of looking at Ha, and you're on a bunch of balls, and you look down, Ha, it goes all the way down, straight through this part where there's a bunch of neon lights and a bunch of graffiti saying ha 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 ha, because that's what the Joker likes to do. And then you go all the way around, through and out of the scenery again, into another door, through a crazy mixture of different spooky effects, and to the last section where it's another switch track where there's a lot going on, but I'm not going to get into that right now. This is also another restaurant, Joker's restaurant, and this right here is another ride that I've been working on as well, using the new coaster from the Sorcery Pack. This coaster was from Universal Studios, the Hagrid's motorcycle adventure ride. I wanted to take that and utilize it into a space alien ride. I'm still trying to think of what I'm gonna do. I just build my coaster and my terrain, and then I just go from there. But as you can see, it does all this crazy inversions, and also there's also crazy drop tracks and switch tracks as well. Right here is the drop track, and it comes out, turns, goes down, and it goes straight, full throttle, backwards, track switches, turns, and then it goes up into this crazy inversion, taking you straight down, going backwards. And then there's another switch track after, and it's gonna take you to the left, the right I mean, and it's gonna go forward and shoot out full throttle, doing these crazy whip turns. And then once it does that, it is the last inversion. It's called the half inversion, straight up and over, bunny hill twice, and then a third back to the station. Now, the last thing I have to show you guys in this episode, when it comes to this part, is the stats. If you guys can read them, this is one of my best coasters of all with good stats. Pretty much all my coasters have good stats, so that's a good thing. I always try to make sure my coasters have good stats: fear, nausea, and excitement. And also I like my G-forces to be really good as well. And also air counts are very important. So now we're going to be going to my other creation. It is my first creations on this game, and it is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, using the new Dimension coasters, one of the first ones that came on the game before the Sorcery Pack and all the updates. And here is the chocolate factory, a bunch of candy around the chocolate river that can actually be swam in. So if the guests have the option to go on the ride and shop once I put the shop in, and they have the option, like I said, come in here, change into their swim trunks, jump into the chocolate river, and they can go all the way to the suction point, and also interacting again with the restaurant, Willy Wonka's restaurant. And like, you can eat up here, you can eat down here, you can eat pretty much anywhere, getting all these nice views, and also views that you can see while you're eating of the people swimming in the chocolate river, and also views of the coaster itself. And once the coaster does that cycle in the first room, it goes through the waterfall and it goes into this creepy dungeon where a bunch of Oompa Loompas are basically taking you to the fudge room, as I call it, and it's called the Fudge Mountain, and it's basically a fudge mountain. And I just took this idea from the movie Willy Wonka, the actual one with Johnny Depp. So if I come this way, you can see once the coaster hits, the Oompa Loompas move, interact with you. You shoot up all the way to the mountain, the doors open, you're in the next room, and that's the room with the bubble gum that makes that girl turn into a floating bubble. That's what I think of it. And then it goes into a drop track all the way through the Fudge Mountain again, done all the way to the next room, and that is I call it it's where they basically shoot a bunch of candy. So by using that effect, I just took that also from the movie, and I used fireworks to get that effect. And it goes back to this last section of the ride, turntable, interacting again with Willy Wonka and the Oompa Loompa and all the characters from the ride, back to the station, all the way to the station. And over here is the pirate ride that I told you about, that I've kind of worked on and kind of didn't. Still have a lot more to go, but if you come up here all the way to the top, there's a beautiful shots, nice little chain lift up through the waterfall, out through the waterfall, as I should say, and down, doing these crazy inversions. And it also does flip, so if I turn the light on, you come this way, it does this thing where it flips upside down and it goes straight back into the tunnel, intense all the way, switching back up to its normal position, out again for the waterfall, going that way all the way around, circle into this little pirate dungeon. And the second inversion is actually over here, and that looks like, if I fast forward, here we go, press play. Alright, so here it comes, and here we go. So if once it gets to this part, it does this really cool inversion again, where it flips upside down, and it goes back up to its normal self. And that is pretty much it with this episode. So I really hoped you guys enjoyed this show. Please let me know what you guys like and what you would like for me, what rides you would love for me to start on. For right now, I'm thinking about working on the pirate ride just for the next video, and in the near future, once I see your guys' comments, I will be more than happy to be able to do what you guys want me to do. So you guys just have a wonderful day, and see you in the next one.